Hey everybody, welcome back to Geek Guy TV. So it feels like only yesterday that I built this new computer, but it's been, in fact, probably about 8 months. So this I completely water cooled the CPU with a custom loop that I built myself. But they say that you should switch out the coolant between 6 to 12 months. So we're kind of right in the time frame to do that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to empty out the coolant from the computer. We're going to flush it out with distilled water to kind of get rid of any coolant that's left behind. And then we're going to replace it with this EK Cryofuel Solid Cloud White. This is not like a sponsored video or anything, but this is the stuff that I use. It's solid white, which I think is going to look really cool in the build. So let's jump right in. Alright everybody, welcome back. So here's my computer. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this protective glass screen off. And I apologize if I sound a little funny. I'm using a different mic while I'm on the go. So it just has 4 screws. Okay. I'm also going to be taking my graphics card out. Just because to get all the liquid out, I'm going to have to do a bunch of tilting and teetering, and you'll see when we get there, but just so I'm not, flinging the video card about. And I'm also being very careful not to knock into any of these pipes, because I mean, obviously if one of these pipes comes out, liquid's going to get all over the place, and it won't be good for anybody. So just quickly, so how this works, so this is the pump right here. Let me maybe go to the other side here. Yeah, it's a little bit better. So this is the pump. This pumps liquid up through this pipe. This is the processor, the CPU. It pumps the liquid into the this block here. Heat's transferred to the liquid. It comes out this pipe, goes into a radiator right here. This radiator has 3 fans on it. The fans spin, and it kind of pulls the heat out of the liquid, more or less. The radiator has little fins, so obviously the more surface area, the more opportunity for cooling. And that's pretty much how it goes, all the way down the radiator. Then it comes back up, comes out of this pipe back into the pump, and then it goes for its journey again, up the pipe into the CPU, out the CPU, into the radiator, out the radiator, into the what do you call it, the pump here. So what we're gonna do, right here I have a little valve for emptying it. The first thing we're going to do is I have a gallon of distilled water. I emptied most of it into a little squirter bottle, but I'm going to put this on the floor, and then I have a special pipe or tube that I'm going to connect to the valve here. So it's closed right now, so I can open this up without worrying about it like squirting all over the place. Put that cover somewhere safe. And now I'm gonna go ahead and screw this on. And then the pipe I'm just gonna stick, the tube into the empty gallon over here. I'm gonna be very careful not to spill this all over the place. So like I said, this is a valve, so it's not open right now. Once I open it, a little bit of liquid will probably come out, but not that much, just because this is airtight, so there's no room for air to come in. Once I unscrew one of these, what do you call these, like covers or whatever, it'll come out, and that's when I'm going to start, flipping it and moving it and contorting it to try to get all the liquid out. Because remember, a ton of liquid is in the radiator right now, and gravity isn't on our side, so it's going to sit in there until we kind of tilt it. And you know, I'll show you that. But I'm also going to try to take some slow-mo movies. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the valve. So it's open, but you can see nothing's really coming out. Once I unscrew this on the top, it should start to come out. There it goes. Alright. So now we're going to kind of flip it around a little bit. You can see we still have liquid in the CPU block, in this tube here, and then also the radiator. So what I'm going to do is, we need to try to get most of the liquid to this bottom area right here. So I'm probably going to be in front of the camera a little bit for this. And also remember, this computer is relatively heavy. So I'm going to pick it up. So I'm pretty happy with that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to shut this valve. I'm going to go get my distilled water. And now I'm just going to fill up the reservoir. Okay. So the reservoir is pretty much full. So now I'm going to go ahead and take off the back. I have a Molex to AC adapter that I can use to power up just the pump without having to turn my computer on. And this is nice. It's got like a little on-off switch, which makes things very easy. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to start filling it up by turning the pump on. Now, it's important to note that it's really bad to let the pump run dry. So I'm going to turn it on, let the pump pull up the liquid, the distilled water and coolant mixture. And before it gets all the way to the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. So let's start. All right. Now I'm going to fill it up more. And you can see all the coolant, the blue coolant that's being pushed out right now that was in the radiator. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to keep on doing this and theoretically water down whatever is in there until it's mostly distilled water. Alright, so now we have a full loop going, so I don't have to turn it off and on. I can go ahead and add more while it's still going. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with how the liquid's looking. You know, there's really not much blue in there at all. This was about probably a little shy of a gallon that I went through. So now what we're going to do is we're going to power off the pump. And then I'm going to try to get as much of this distilled water out as I possibly can. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and close everything up. So I'm going to turn the valve. We're going to unscrew this tube here. And then we're going to start filling it with coolant. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so now we're just going to top it off. But yeah, I'm going to leave this running for a bit and then we'll come back. I'm just going to clean it out a little bit and then we'll power it up. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I let this sit overnight just to make sure that there were no leaks or anything. And there weren't. So I put it all back together. I cleaned it out a little bit. There was a little bit of dust, but not too much. And I, hooked it all back up and powdered it on, and this is what it looks like. So, I'm really happy with how this came out. It's kind of hard to tell on video. It looks a little different in person, but not too much, I guess. But I think it looks really neat. The white coolant goes really well with the case, which is what I was kind of going for. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank all you guys for coming in and watching. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can comment below. Or shoot me an email at zach@ligeekguy.com. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next LI Geek Guy TV. Thanks so much. Bye.